They need to be watching the road carefully to see if there's any frozen patches.
Are you prepared? An Arctic blast is about to settle over Portland. There's a chance of snow showers, but we want to warn you about the temperatures falling below freezing and how that could cause major problems all week long. At 5 o'clock, good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Gianola. Kelly is off tonight, and we have team coverage on the weather. Bruce standing by with the very latest on when this Arctic air will hit. But first, Chris Holmstrom live outside tonight, finding out what ODOT is doing to keep us all safe on area highways this week and what you can do to help. Chris, a lot of folks worried about that morning commute.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you wake up in the morning, you might see some frost on your windshield, but there is a cheap way to fix that. What you do is you just take some vinegar from your pantry, mix it with water, 3 parts vinegar, 1 part water, put it in a spray bottle like this, spray it on your windshield. That creates a de-icer, and that frost will melt right off. Winterizing is in full effect at the Affordable Tire and Brakes. People bringing in their vehicles to make sure they are winter ready. But for those who want to save a little money, experts say there are ways to prepare at home, starting with filling up your fluids like your window washer and antifreeze.
If this were to get low, the heater would not function correctly and you would have trouble seeing.
It's almost as important to check your tire pressure. You want to make sure that your treads are okay and not worn out.
When somebody hits their brakes in front of you, you want to be able to stop before you hit them. And a good snow tire, a good winter tire will provide you the traction that you need to get the car stopped in time.
We also reached out to ODOT to find out how they're getting ready for the freezing weather. They say they have round-the-clock crews monitoring the roads and have plans to de-ice them. They also want to warn drivers about the dangerous road conditions.
They need to be watching the road carefully to see if there's any frozen patches. They need to be looking at the side of the road. Look at the signs, look at the fences, look at the landscaping. If there's freezing on there, there's a good chance there's going to be freezing on the road.
Before you go to bed, don't forget to put your windshield wipers up.
The blade actually freezes to the windshield, and then some people leave their wipers on in Oregon because you use them all the time, especially this time of year. You turn your car on and the wiper blade rips off the wiper. This metal piece scratches the windshield.
And it's also important to pack an emergency kit in your car just in case you get stranded. That includes blankets, sweaters, coats, flashlights, anything to keep you warm just in case that happens. Reporting live from downtown Portland, I'm Chris Holmstrom, KOIN 6 News.
Chris, thank you. And while there is a small chance of snow here in the city, in the higher elevations of the Cascades, it's piling up. Rain yesterday turned to snow today on Mount Hood. Several inches have already accumulated. Road crews say with temperatures expected to fall into the single digits this week, ice becomes a real danger. So they plan to work around the clock to stay ahead of it all. Now let's check in with Bruce. Bruce, what's the timing on this cold air and what can we expect tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, it gets cold by tomorrow morning, Jeff, but the real Arctic air doesn't arrive until we get to later in the day tomorrow, and you'll notice it with our high temperatures. Now, right now, we're still 41 degrees in Portland, so if you're headed out this evening, you're in pretty good shape. We do have some rain showers kicking around the valley. They're pretty strong as they come off the Coast Range, and then they weaken, and they're dying off really over the top of us with snow going over the Coast Range and Cascade. So what should you expect tonight? Well, first of all, it is going to be turning cold enough for snow as the evening goes on, but the way I see it now, most of us, the vast majority of us, are dry by that point. So maybe a few of us get lucky enough to see some snow flurries. That's about it. Roads look okay since we're above freezing until at least late evening, and a lot of the major highways are drying out even with these showers. But overnight, here's what to watch for. Areas of patchy freezing fog and areas of frost will form, and they will be around for the morning commute. So that could be tricky in some parts of town. Jeff?
Well, stay with us for the very latest on this Arctic blast. Bruce will continue to update the forecast and post the latest on KOIN.com. And we want to remind you about our KOIN News mobile app. Everything you need right there when it comes to the weather and news. You can also send weather pictures and video to report it at KOIN.com.